Down to the fans here at Safeco Field. A very impressive moment for the fans here. And hey, Mariners spring training, it's going to be here before you know it. It's true. Just one call or click and you can book the 2010 Mariners spring training vacation. Packages include game tickets and special events with the players. Space sells out every year, so call today. For more information, call 1-800-892-7687 or visit mariners.com/spring-travel. Use a little spring travel, a little spring weather right now, but tell you, for pitchers, this cold weather doesn't matter at all. They get warmed up, they are ready to go. Ryan Rowland-Smith ready to go. Final outing of the year, again his first against the Rangers. Ryan Rowland-Smith trying to win his last game, obviously improved to 5-4 on the year. To the fan pulse question, we've asked the coaches, Walk, ourselves, Mr. Kruger, and oh, look at that. Walk, myself, Kruger. Predominantly A, the favorite moment. Ichiro's walk-off against Rivera and the Yankees back on the 18th, 49%, followed by Lopez walk-off. Griffey's return, the walk-off for Griffey, or the tying home run. And Randy Johnson there, round out your five. There are lots of good choices. Those five, the ones that we came up with. Thanks for voting us right now, and thanks for tuning in for Bill Kruger's Northwest Ford Store's Keys to the Game.
Thank you very much, Brad. Well, we're going to start with a little Aussie. Fair dinkum, mate. In Aussie speak, that means I'm serious. And I think that's what you're going to see. A very serious Ryan Rowland-Smith going about his business, carrying the game deep. No paying attention to that pitch count. That's what you got to love about this guy. Next, more than 4. Now, the Mariners, they've been getting to 4, and 4 was the magic number all season long, but the bullpen's a little tired, and the offense is going to have to pick up the slack, find ways to score a little bit later in the game. Last but not least, play little. Don't sit back and look for the long ball. They're going to have to get back to the old way. Move the runner up, bunt him over, maybe steal a base, little hit and run. A little ball again.
Small ball, walk
yes.
ball. I
Yeah.
like that. All righty. So we will see how we do in the Keys, as always, in the post game after the show. And our job is done here. We go get warm, have some food. Up to the booth now. It's Dave Niehaus and Mike Blowers. And gentlemen, it'd be nice to get back on the winning note, of course. And a lot of question marks surrounding this team for next year, Dave. And third base might be one of them.
Absolutely, third base is one of them, and it was good to see Adrian Beltre last night having a pretty good night, because who knows, after 5 years in a Mariner uniform, this may be his last weekend, Mike.
And nobody knows. Adrian had a tough year this year because he was injured a couple of different times, but he's finishing strong. Had a terrific night last night, and nobody really knows what's going to happen with AB. We're going to have to wait and see which direction the Mariners want to go in and which direction he wants to go in. But he's finishing up strong, and I think everybody should be happy to see that.
There was a stolen base last night with 2 outs in the inning, and you got to make that, and he did. But his defense, that's what we talked about. His defense, I don't think he has any peer.
I don't think nobody's better than Adrian Beltre playing third base. He makes more plays than anybody. He'll come down and he'll make the routine play and then the bump play. You and I have talked about it. As you look at the out-of-zone plays for him. It's only 2 Gold Gloves. I think that's a shame. He's the best I've seen.
He's the best I have ever seen. When you look at those out-of-zone plays that he's made, as I mentioned, he has no peer in that. He's the best third baseman. All right, and now, so that means that there are some kids coming up, maybe at third base, maybe at other places, maybe across the diamond, maybe over at first base. Mike Carp, who had 3 base hits last night, a kid in Whitty.
He's done a nice job for the Mariners. He's coming up limited on his playing time. Nice base hit down into the corner last night. He's showing a little bit of pop here and there. Nice plate discipline for the most part. But again, finishing up strong, hitting .314 coming into tonight's game.
And you look at tonight's pitcher, Ryan Rowland-Smith, making his last start of the year, I think by far his most effective in his last start, even though he was charged with a loss. He comes to pitch.
He really does.
He comes to compete.
He really does. You know, he wears his motions on his sleeves at times, but he's going out there competing with everything that he has. I love the fact that this guy wants to stay in the game. He never wants to give up the baseball, and he's actually pitched really, really well. So I think looking forward into next year, he's a bright start for the Mariners.
And certainly the Rangers are high on Tommy Hunter, and Hunter, in the first game of a doubleheader back in Arlington, Texas, was most effective against the Mariners. He went all the way, but the last couple of outings he's struggled.
He has struggled. He's a control type of pitcher, so if he doesn't have his good command, he is going to struggle at times. He tries to get guys to put the ball in play early. The Mariners, if they're going to do anything, they need to get him more towards the middle of the plate. This is a guy that will expand the zone, throws a lot of cutters.
All right, it's a cool evening here in Seattle tonight. Temperature going to be in the mid to high 50s as the bullpen heads out. All the guys in the bullpen quickly getting their position out there. The M's and the Rangers back with the game right after this. Well, a beautiful Emerald City on an early October evening as fall is settling in here in the Pacific Northwest. Some nice cloud formations overhead. We get set for the penultimate game of 2009. The Washington Air National Guard with a salute. Look at that guy in the back. Hang on out there. Hang on. Out there in that Black Hawk helicopter. Actually, there were 4 that came by about another, like 15, 20 minutes ago. We get set waiting for the Mariners to take the field out there. Yesterday, of course, losing by a score of 7-4 after being behind 3-0, taking the lead 4-3. But with the loss, now they cannot share second place with the Texas Rangers. But they've got baseball to be played. They've got 2 more games to be played. And here they go out to the field. So let's have a look at tonight's starting lineups, Michael.
Okay, thank you, Dave. For the Mariners tonight, it'll be Ichiro, Gutierrez, Lopez, Griffey, the DH, his 4th, Beltre, Jojima, Cart, Saunders, and Josh Wilson will play shortstop and hit 9th. And for the Texas Rangers, Kinsler, Young, Murphy, Bird, Davis, Andrew Jones will hit 6th and play first base. Andrews, Teagart, and Bourbon will hit 9th. Take a look at the numbers for Ryan Rowland-Smith. He's been terrific since he's been back up. Look at the ERA, under 4, 48 strikeouts. And the defense behind Ryan Rowland-Smith, it'll be Saunders, Gutierrez, and Ichiro in the outfield. Across the infield, it'll be Beltre, Wilson, Lopez, Cart back over at first base, and Kenji will do the catching tonight.
Ryan Rowland-Smith's last start came on Sunday in Toronto at Rogers Center, and probably extended himself about an inning too much, quite frankly. He was just brilliant for 7 innings of play. By his own admission, he tired in that 8th inning, and before it was over, Toronto had scored 3, and they had snapped up the 5-4 win over the Mariners and handed Ryan Rowland-Smith his 4th loss. But he was absolutely brilliant. I think by far his most dominating self of these last 2 years.
I would agree. Sometimes the end line score that you see doesn't really tell you what happened during the game, and in that game for 7 innings, Ryan Rowland-Smith was terrific.
Retired 15 of 16 to start the ball game in his last start last Sunday. So here we go with Ian Kinsler, the second baseman for the Rangers, stepping in, hitting .252, enjoying an outstanding year for the Rangers, who hung in there up until the last week. And that's taken high ball, 1 ball, and no strikes. So you're a Texas Ranger fan, you're down there, you've been treated, I think, to an exceptional summer. Here's a check swing and a 1-hopper hit right to Mike Carp at first base. 56 degrees of wind from the west at a cool 7 miles an hour. So 1 down, and Michael Young, the hitter. We still got a race going, Mike.
Yes, we do.
One race going. Boy, do we ever. And that fastball is high. Ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. A real race going in the American League Central. A little bit outside that time. 2-0 on Michael Young. Three balls and no strikes to count. David Murphy is on deck. And that's a strike. The man calling balls and strikes is Ted Barrett tonight. Greg Gibson at first, Tim McClellan, crew chief at second, Andy Fletcher around at third. So Michael Young to first base now with 1 down. We were talking about the Central Division race. Today, Zach Greinke went to the mound for the Kansas City Royals, and although he wasn't the loser, Minnesota won that ball game by a score of 5-4. Greinke gave up 4 earned runs over 6 innings today, and right now the White Sox are beating Detroit 4-0. So if that stays, tomorrow morning we will have a dead tie in the American League Central. And if it ends up as a tie, there will be a playoff on Tuesday at the Metrodome. Here's a double play ball, and right out of the glove goes the ball. Nicely done. Lopez to Wilson to Carp. 4-6-3, and we are underway. Nothing happening for the Rangers here in the first, and the Mariners are coming up. All right.
Terrific people, actually.
Absolutely. For the lineup.
For the Mariners, it'll be Ichiro, Gutierrez, and Lopez, Griffey, Beltre, Jojo, McCart, Saunders, and Wilson. Take a look at the numbers for Tommy Hunter this year. Nice ERA, just over 4. Pitching in the ballpark in Arlington, that's really a pretty good ERA. Opponent's average just 250 against. And the defense behind them will be Murphy, Bourbon, and Bird in the outfield. Across the infield, Young, Andrews, Kinsler, and Jones. Yes, that's Andrew Jones over at first. And Taylor Teagarden will do the catching tonight.
So Ichiro steps in. And the barrel-chested Tommy Hunter finds the outside corner for a strike. Had his worst start of the year on Monday down in Anaheim. Went only 2 1/3. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. First time he's been unable to pitch at least 5 innings in any of his 18 starts this year. Allowed 14 runs in 8 innings over the past 2 starts. So he is slacked off just a little bit. And the count 2-1 on Ichiro. Change away, ball 3, 3-1 to count. You talk about bullpens now, you're talking about a lot of people. Of course, with guys making their last starts of the year, anybody's available out there in the bullpen the final couple of games. And that's fouled off third base side.
Absolutely. Which is always kind of interesting. You know, when if they send one of the guys that has been a starter out there, even, you know, somebody that started 3 days ago, send them out to the pen.
And Ichiro bangs one into the hole on the left side for his 222nd hit.
Well, Hunter, he likes to have you put the ball in play. Ichiro does that better than anybody. Finds a hole over on the left side of the infield.
Several folks still wending their way through the turnstiles tonight for this 6:10 start here in Seattle. And that's down low, ball 1. The starting time of this game was held up until they made the announcement on Monday, because had this game meant something to the pennant race, it might have been on national television. Since it doesn't, why they moved the starting time to 6:05. Back to 1:10 for the finale tomorrow. Kids Appreciation Day. Keeping Ichiro honest. And that's a strike off Field Baseball News today. The Toronto Blue Jays fired their general manager of the last 8 years, J.P. Ricciardi. And the San Diego Padres did the same with their longtime GM Kevin Towers. And a runner goes, and the ground ball slowly hits his shortstop, and Elvis Andrus throws him out. So Ichiro ends up at second base. 1 down. Jose Lopez. He needs a couple of real big games. He needs 6 RBIs to get him to that 100 RBI mark.
And that's a really nice mark to get to for any hitter. For Lopez, having a terrific year, a lot of career highs this year. 100 RBIs is special.
You know. Mariners have clinched at least a winning record in their own division also. 29-6 in the West. And the breaking ball low and outside. 3-1 the count on Jose Lopez. High pop up this time. Down the right field line and over toward the line is the right fielder Marlon Byrd to take care of that for the second out of the first inning. Ken Griffey Jr. Jr. has had an interesting year, to say the least. Again, as is his wont, he has delivered some of the most dramatic hits and dramatic moments of this year or any year. And he'll be 40 next month. And a breaking ball turned into a strike, 0-1. And still has not indicated which way he's going to go. But I have a feeling he wants to come back.
I would be surprised if he says anything before he gets back home, talks about it with his family.
For my money, the greatest Mariner of them all. There would be no stadium here without him. Breaking ball that time, and down it goes. A nice curveball that time with slider from Tommy Hunter. So Ichiro is stranded out at second base. We have one in the books. There's no score.
The Tracer is brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
Those kids over from Central in Ellensburg. Nice to have them here. Away for the weekend. Speaking of, if Junior leaves, it'll make me cry. to sip up my tears, the rally fries. And we thank all of you who have put a lot of work into different signs this year and very creative ideas, costumes, etc. Mike started this last year and it just took off like wildfire. And
I hope they had fun doing it.
Oh yeah, that's what it's all about. Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. And it's not only here, it's when we're on the road.
I know, even in Toronto.
Center field, off the bat, up Marlon Byrd. 1 down. By the way, congratulations to the Huskies. What a ball game today in South Bend. It was a classic football game, won by Notre Dame in overtime. But I think probably one of the great games in, well, maybe Husky history, maybe Notre Dame history. It was just an incredible game.
Terrific game to watch. I was a little disappointed with the outcome, but overall, I think the guys really did a nice job on the road.
Nothing to be ashamed of at all. They played a heck of a ball game. Chris Davis has taken a strike. And count 2 strikes now. One and 2. And a fly ball to straightaway left. Way out there. Michael Saunders. Well, tomorrow now. That's it. Final one of the year. Felix will make his final start of the year. And we have good seats available for the Mariners Rangers season finale. Kids Appreciation Day. Hope to see you. For tickets, you can visit mariners.com.
That will be a good matchup tomorrow. Felix and Feldman. Feldman had a nice year for the Rangers.
And a change. With Greinke's season over, he finished 16-8 with a 2.16 ERA. 3-1 the count. Now on Andrew Jones. And a pop-up into right field. And it's going to drop in front of Ichiro. Misdirection there. I guess there was some miscommunication. That ball's got to be caught.
Take another look at it. The wind is definitely blowing here at the ballpark, but it looked like everybody assumed that Ichiro was going to get it. And the ball falls into the outfield for a base hit.
The wind is a little bit of a factor tonight. It's out of the west at 7 miles an hour. Broken back ground ball to third. And Beltray guns out Elvis Andrus. And here in the second. The blue pip by Andrew Jones. We go to the bottom half of the second, and there is no score.
your entertainment and dining destination.
One of those folks from Montana.
That would be my guess. I wonder if they really have his parents.
That took a little bit of work to put together that huge sign out there as Adrian Beltre steps in for the Mariners here in the second. Takes a strike, 0-1 the count. Sharply hit. Michael Young, however, 2 or 3 steps to his left to make the easy pick up and throw him out. And with one down, Kenji Jojima, the catcher, will be the hitter. Well, here's what the 3 big guys did in their last starts of the season. Our banner bank building to the future note. Friday, Tampa Bay. You can see what Sabathia did. Today, Greinke. And then coming up, of course, tomorrow, Felix will pitch against Texas. I think that if Felix has a spectacular game, I mean spectacular, if he has a shutout, if he strikes out double figures, 10 to 15, and throws a 4 or 5 hit shutout, I think he can win it.
Well, if he wins the game tomorrow, he'll tie CC for the league lead. Both of them will have 19 wins. Felix's ERA quite a bit better than Sabathia's. So why not? Why not indeed? He's been terrific this year.
Kenji Jojima hitting .251. That'll be an interesting battle next year to see who the catcher is going to be.
Yeah, I think that with the job that Adam Moore has done, he's opened up some eyes. Rob Johnson, talked about him and the pitchers feel about him, and then of course Kenji. It's going to be interesting. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, the Mariners, the one thing that they found out, I think, is that they have some depth in their organization, and I'd be surprised to see some moves made over the course of the winter.
Yeah. And that pitch is hit down the left field line, deep into the corner and into foul territory. The seats down there. And strike 3 called on the outside corner. So 2 down. Mike Carp will be the hitter. Tomorrow we mentioned Kids Appreciation Day. All you kids 14 and under receiving a Moose poster, courtesy of Ivers and Kid Valley. Plus, get ready for some incredible prizes that'll be given away to kids only, including autographed jerseys, 19-inch TV, DVD combo, as that's in the dirt. 6-week ski or snowboard lesson package, courtesy of Web Ski. A Moose party here at Safeco Field and more. Get your tickets at Mariners.com. And the breaking ball in the inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Talking to Don Wakamatsu for the game about Sean White. He got the Unsung Hero award last night from the Baseball Writers Association. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Watt seems to think, and White's been out now almost a month, that had he been healthy, we might be looking at 90 wins. That's how much he has meant.
Wow.
That's how much he has meant to this ball club this year. Mike Carp sprays one into left field for a base hit.
Well, Carp has been swinging the bat well, hitting .314 coming into the game. Gets a fastball, middle of the plate and down. Does a nice job of going the other way with it. Solid base hit into left field.
4 hits in his last 4 bats.
Well, you know, if you think about it, with the job that White had done, what it would have done is it probably would have afforded Wakamatsu to give Lowe and Aardsma a few more days off so that they didn't get overused.
That's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Here's Michael Saunders now.
Because there was no question that he was perfectly comfortable with pitching White in the 7th and 8th innings of games. So will he take care of himself, become spring training healthy next year?
Here's a guy, you know, quite frankly, going to spring training, I didn't even have figured to be on the squad.
White.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's changed everything. And sometimes you just need an opportunity and make an adjustment, which White had done. And man, he was terrific this year.
Things happen in spring training. Chris Jakabauskas, who'd ever heard that name?
Yeah.
Before we went to spring training.
Yeah. I don't think many people had penciled Sean Kelly into the bullpen going into spring training either.
Those guys have been phenomenal this year. John Wetland, the major domo out there, has run a tight ship.
Well, they've served him well, that's for sure.
Symbolic of
oh, they autographed him.
Yeah. And he got him on a change. So Michael Saunders is gone. 3rd strikeout now for Tommy Hunter. We go to the 3rd. No score. Red Smith wrote of it, "The art of fiction is dead." I think that's the one that gave it away to me. And the event causes Major Charles Winchester to slice a a movie screen and MASH, and Sonny Corleone meets his demise just before this event happens in a couple of movies. But Reg Smith, one of the more famous New York sports writers. Tyler Teagarden is the hitter and sends a ground ball sharply right to Mr. Wilson, who drops it, picks it up, and throws him out.
I think I'll leave this one up to you, Dave. take her away.
Well, let me. If I'm right, let me give you some hints, and see if you can get it that way.
If you're right, I'm going to take credit with you, though.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. This is Julio Bourbon taking a strike on the inside corner. What would you call the most famous home run hit in history? Who hit it? Under what circumstances?
Who hit?
One ball, one strike to count.
Bobby Thompson.
That's the answer, I'll bet you.
That's the answer?
I think.
Okay.
There's a ground ball to second base, and Lopez throws him out. I think that's the answer.
Okay, I'm with you.
1951 at the Polo Grounds off Ralph Branca. 2 down, and Ian Kessler. That's very good.
Well, I feel like I did my part then.
Well, I mean, if that's what you think is the most, it probably is the
I
most
think
famous.
it is.
I like Maz's home run in the '60 World Series against Ralph Terry, the Yankees, to win it for Pittsburgh too, and Joe Carter's home run for Toronto to win that one. I think Bobby Thompson. Yeah,
I think just as a kid, I liked the 3 that Reggie hit.
Absolutely. On to the count on Ian Kinsler. I think it was less than 300 feet down the left field line at the Polo Grounds.
Really?
Yeah, 279, I'm told.
Really? And we're told it's a 17-foot fence.
Yeah.
How tall is the wall at Fenway?
37 feet high.
Is it really?
Yeah. And he got the change up and popped it up easily. Mr. Ryan Rowland-Smith gets rolling fairly along here in the third. 3 up and 3 down. They're going to the bottom of the third and no score. play here in 2009. We have no score. And this is Mariners shortstop Josh Wilson leading it off against Tommy Hunter and sending a fly ball down the right field line, slicing foul and catching the track and bouncing back into the stands.
What do you think about Josh Wilson? Think he has a chance on this club next year as maybe the utility infielder?
I would say utility infielder, yeah.
Yeah, I think he does too. I think he's done a really nice job defensively. And for a while there, he was really hot swinging the bat. I like his chances next year to make this club.
And that's lined into right center field. Dying in a hurry. He's going to drop for a base hit. So he's aboard. I would say that it might come down to him and Bill Hall in that race for the utility guy.
I would be surprised to see Hall and Saunders maybe platoon and left, and then Hall be the swing guy to play a bunch of other positions.
Ichiro. The base hit into the hole on the left side in the first.
But yeah, I could see that. I think Bill Hall is going to get a lot of at-bats next year, though. He'll probably play a bunch of different positions.
And Ichiro lines it into left field for a base hit. So 2 on, nobody out. Let's give the answer to our Aflac trivia question. Question was, Brett Smith wrote of it, The Art of Fiction is Dead. Major Charles Winchester sliced a movie screen because of it. And Sonny Orleone was listening to the radio when it happened. And there it is. The shot heard around the world. October the 3rd, 1951. The anniversary of Bobby Thompson's shot heard around the world. Franklin Gutierrez, the hitter now. Who do you like in the American League for MVP?
I think Teixeira probably wins it. I like Mauer. I'll tell you somebody just looking over the last couple of days that nobody's talking about, but has had a terrific year, is Bay with Boston.
Yes.
He's had an outstanding season with Boston, and with some of the injuries and the things that they've dealt with this year, he's really done well. But I think in the end, Teixeira probably wins it. What do you think?
I agree with you. And that's bunted right straight up in the air. And Gutierrez that time was showing me that he wasn't sacrificing. He was bunting for a base hit.
He's done a terrific job laying down sacrifice bunts all year long. In fact, I can't remember him not getting one down, but that one, you're right, he squared around a little bit late and popped it up. Who do you think?
I think it's going to be Teixeira.
Yeah.
I really do. But now our close second. And that's pulled foul.
I thought if Mauer today, in today's game, with the year that he's having, if he would have maybe hit a home run and drove in a couple of runs off of Greinke, I think he would have been really close. Just because
he did drive in one run against Greinke.
Did he? Yeah, good. Because he hasn't had the benefit of Morneau for how long? What, a month now?
Yeah. You talk about being sawed off. There's one. And the relay on down to first base with a double play, 1-6-3. So the Mariners start off the inning with back-to-back singles, but for not. We go to the fourth. There is no score.
Back here at Safeco Field. Let's send it over to Mike Flowers for the downhill event.
Feels like it, right?
That wind is kicking. Goodness gracious, the flag at center field is blowing hard left to right. And you know that they're calling it wind out of the west at 7. It's got to be a lot more than that. That flag is huge. Meanwhile, we've got a well-pitched ball game here. Rangers with just one hit off of Ryan Rowland-Smith.
Ryan Rowland-Smith has been terrific through the first 3 innings. You have to wonder, the guys have been used to playing in better weather, that's for sure, if maybe that's going to affect the hitters a little bit.
3-1 to Michael Young. Walked Young the first time, got him, doubled him up. And Murphy hit it to a 4-6-3. That was in the first inning. 3-2 now. There's David Murphy on deck. Center field, Gutierrez going back, makes the catch. Yeah, this is one of those days. I woke up this morning. I know it was a headache from last night. I guess, you know, the exposure here last night, and then so I said, hey, you know what? I'm doubling up today, baby. I get the Mariner jacket. Just taking on my word that I'm flying the colors underneath, and then put this on top, and let's go. You got the blanket. Yeah, it looks like Grandma's blanket, ready to rock and roll. Mr. Niehaus is carrying his.
Well, since you were thinking so far ahead, a text would have been nice. I'm a little short right now.
My apologies. Here's a set of gloves. I told Rick Riz over the radio, I said, my God, I haven't been this boned up since a football game in Pittsburgh a year or two ago. Goodness gracious.
You know, which is actually something to talk about, Dave, and that is with the postseason going another week later this year. Ends up New York, Boston.
Oh.
Philadelphia, someplace like that, Colorado.
Yeah. Oh, Colorado, how about that? You could have 80 degrees today, and tomorrow it could be 5 inches of snow on there.
It'll be interesting to watch that, see how the weather treats the guys.
Fouled off by Murphy. How about Chicago leading at Detroit 4-1 in the 9th after Minnesota won this afternoon 5-4. They beat Zach Greinke. Joe Namath came in and got the save and put it away. Michael Kadire, an 8th inning home run. Murphy swings and misses. He's gone. And as we speak, the White Sox have the bases loaded, nobody out, up by a count of 4-1 at Detroit. Quick 2 outs here for Ryan Rowland-Smith.
And a good matchup tomorrow for the Tigers and the White Sox. You have Verlander going against Danks.
Danks been on fire.
Yeah.
Did a number on the Mariners when they were here last month. Marlon Byrd flied out to center. We thought that he had injured his leg running the first last night. He said he had done it about 3 weeks ago.
Oh, really?
And
so he's just been nursing it?
Yeah. He said just the wear and tear of the baseball season. By the way, that strikeout of Murphy was Ryan Rowland-Smith's first. Good breaking ball. Ryan Rowland-Smith, cold night. You know, the boys appreciate the fact that he continues to work quickly. Carpy's right there, line drive, and that'll do it. 7 in a row retired by Ryan Rowland-Smith. He needs some runs right now as we go to home 4th, no score. Mariners calendar, brought to you by Sleep Country USA. Wrap it up tomorrow. Playoffs next Wednesday. They begin, and then we can start looking ahead on your baseball calendar. Mariners next March, and in Peoria, Arizona. Ken Griffey Jr. struck out on an 0-2 pitch first time up. Hunter struck out 3, hasn't walked anybody. Be Griffey, Beltre, and Jojo. Junior with 18 home runs, 56 runs batted in, 629 for his career. Three and one. Time call. He turns it loose. He did. Drive to right. Going back. Gone! Home run! Can't beat it. 3-1 cripple, and he got it out. Number 630 for Ken Griffey Jr., number 19 on the season. Mariners 1, Texas nothing. 1,190 extra base hits, ties Lou Gehrig for 7th all-time. And fans who came here tonight get to see a Griffey treat.
And he's been treating them all week. That's his 3rd home run of the homestand. Take another look at it. Gets a 3-1 fastball. Looked like a cut fastball, inner half of the plate. And hits a line drive. It was just a matter of whether he was going to be able to hit it high enough to get out, because it was smoked out to right and just barely gets over the fence.
630 home runs. He hit it 343 feet. Some number. 5th all time. Stalled him. My goodness. That would have been a shame if that topspin had taken it down another couple of notches. Man, that thing was hit hard. Beltre fouls one off his foot. And again, I firmly believe, you can talk all the numbers you want and everything, but I firmly believe he's going to want to come back next year. 3.7 seconds for it to leave the yard. Flip side of some of the 7-second hang timers that Russell Brandon hit before he went down with a bad back. One and 2 to Beltre.
He's giving Jay Buhner, sitting down there, their wife Leah, giving them a tough time, I'm sure. More Jay than Leah.
Beltre stays alive.
There he is. He read the scouting report. Nice hat.
Yeah, he did. Sitting with some of the veteran riders, Kirby Arnold and Larry LaRue, Jim Street, Bob Sherwin, and there's a drive that's going to stay fair. Extra bases for Beltre. Murphy digs it out. Stand up double. Adrian Beltre, his 27th two-bagger this season. So a home run and a double to start the 4th inning.
And he gets a fastball in on the inside corner, 90 miles an hour, turns on it. Adrian Beltre finishing strong.
Yeah,
he's had a nice homestand too.
Drove in a run last night, had a double, had 2 hits. A chance to talk to him. I went to say hello to Gutierrez. I wanted to ask him a couple things about his legs. How you feeling? Oh, I'm tired. Then I passed him Beltre. He's sitting there doing a crossword puzzle, and I said, hey man, if I don't get a chance to say it tomorrow, I just want to tell you what a pleasure it's been to watch you particularly this year, the way he fought back with the injuries and everything.
Yeah,
and I hope
absolutely.
you're back next year. And he says, I hope I am too. I said, seriously? He says, yeah, I'd like to come back next year. I said, all right, that's cool. See what happens. It's going to be a busy offseason. Clearly, this ball club needs a lot of offensive help. And I tell you what, you get him back healthy, he could be a big part if they can work out a deal. But he coming in tonight's game, Mariners, the record of 83-77. Remarkable that they are there with a run differential of -54. Don Wakamatsu, I think all week, talking about the absence of Sean White. Kenji moves the runner up, 1 out.
That'll make Don Wakamatsu happy, and a lot of high fives in the dugout. Kenji basically giving himself up, hitting the ball to the right side.
Chance for Mike Karp. Swing the bat. Pick up a run. Karp went opposite field last time up, and he had a 3-hit night last night, going 3 for 4. One of the things Walk's been talking about, the infield comes in. The loss of Sean White dating back to early September. Strike 1 to Karp. Hunter's been touched up big time here in the 4th inning. Leadoff homer Griffey on a 3-1 pitch. Beltre on a 2-2 pitch doubles to left and advances on the Jojima infield out. Karp with that base hit got him up to 327. It's going to be interesting to continue to look at the numbers, and you marvel how this ball club has done. ERA's outstanding, #1 in the American League. The offensive numbers need help. Jackson Rensick and the boys will be all over that. Karp drives one but foul. Karp trying to pick up another run here for the Mariners. Ryan Roland Smith's given up 1 hit through 4. Striking out 1 and walking 1. Kinsler checks Beltre. 2 down. Karp's retired. Michael Saunders running out of time. The only regular without a home run. Like to pick up an RBI right here. Saunders 0 for 1. Came into tonight's action 44 games, 118 at bats, no homers, 4 runs batted in.
Guarantee you he's picked up a lot of knowledge for the time that he's been up this year. Was having a really nice year in AAA. Just 22 years old. This has been invaluable experience for him. He'll take advantage of the opportunity and think about a lot of different things this winter and work on his game.
One and 1 for Saunders. Keep working him inside. Run on 6 hits for the Mariners. The run's 1 hit for the Rangers. Inside again, 2 and 2. Junior continue buzzing down there. Here's pitch to Saunders. Goes it down to Andre Jones. He'll take it himself. Good inning for the Mariners. A Griffey home run, his 630th, number 19 on the season. And a Beltre double, 1-0 Mariners. Schwab celebrating 50 years of pride in performance. Cold night at Safeco. Clear skies above here in Seattle. Glad you could join us. Mariners lead 1-0 on a Ken Griffey Jr. fourth inning leadoff homer. Ryan Rowland-Smith now. Retired the last 7 men that he's faced. Chris Davis will lead it off. Andrew Jones, Elvis Andrus, 5, 6, and 7 for Texas. Ryan Rowland-Smith, his last 5 starts, has averaged 7 innings. Each of those appearances. Carp right there. Snare that line drive off the changeup offering from Ryan Rowland-Smith. 1 out.
Carp playing Davis to pull a little bit, gets a off-speed pitch and hooks it. Definitely would have been a fair ball. Nice play by Carp.
Andrew Jones steps in. A blooper to right, I thought was going to get caught, and it fell in between Ichiro Lopez and Carp for a base hit. Because Jones came up at what, 19 years old, it seems like he's been out here forever.
What is he, 29, 30 now?
Tops. Double check it. It's amazing.
Wonder what'll happen with him.
31.
31 years old.
Came up with the Braves and Big Club late 96, full time in 97. So with the 17 home runs, he's got 388 career home runs. And this season is a 259 career hitter. 3-2. Well stroked left field. Saunders can't get it. Gutierrez will track it down. And Jones will hold with a double. Good effort by Michael Saunders. Hope he's okay. He landed hard.
I didn't think he had a chance to even get in the area, but he almost made a terrific play out in left center field. We've talked about it. Terrific athlete, covers a lot of ground.
He didn't miss by much.
No, just out of his reach. Nice try.
Strong effort. Andrew Jones leadoff double. Check that 1 out double. His 18th 2-bagger this year. Elvis Andrus the hitter now. Strike 1. Double ended a run of 8 retired in a row for Ryan Rowland-Smith. Features that breaking ball. Keeps it down. He's been very effective this month.
Yeah, we've seen him at times with that breaking ball. He'll get it down to about 69 miles an hour. The last one was 73. You rarely see the guy swing at it.
Last outing, 7 innings at Toronto. 7 hits, 5 runs, all earned. He left with a 3-2 lead. And how about this? Tied in the American League Central with Detroit losing this evening. Minnesota and Detroit. They are deadlocked. And the Twins control their own destiny. As do the Tigers. Obviously, a playoff now if they both win tomorrow. Playoff Tuesday. It would be Monday, except there's a little football game going on Monday night. Green Bay and Minnesota.
Might have the same thing with Los Angeles and Colorado. Has there been a score on that game today?
I have not. We'll get you one in a second. But how about the fact that the Dodgers have been sitting on a magic number 1 for about, I don't know, a week?
Seems like it, doesn't it?
Colorado just starting down in L.A. There's a fly ball right center. Gutierrez surrounding it, setting up to make the throw. It's not necessary. Jones tracks back, 2 out. Phillies with a loss today, I understand, clinched home field advantage through the National League playoffs. Mariners have a 1-0 lead. Ken Griffey Jr. Well, I read earlier that Philly had clinched the home field. Maybe it was Philly's lost. Okay, I got bad info. They're your leaders. Playoff teams in the National League.
Philly lost 4-3 at home to the Marlins.
Florida team's not too far away. Team that swings the bat. Florida with its 87th win. Beltre off the glove. Runner will hold it third. So Teagarden reaches. And that's an error on Beltre's 14th.
Take a look at it. Looked like Adrian had this ball all the way. Kind of an in-between hop. Pulls his glove up just enough to where it goes right off the end of it.
The inning continues. 2 out, 2 on. Julio Borbon grounded out to second base his first time. One. Borbon at one point last night had 3 consecutive hits. 3 for 6 last evening.
A couple of good breaking balls from Ryan Roland Smith to him.
The 0-2. He's out. McKenzie, quick hands, retires Bourbon. And the Rangers turned away, leaving 2 on. Mariners lead at 1-0.
Is brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
Mariners enjoying a 1-0 lead. Ken Griffey Jr. leadoff homer in the 4th. Home run number 19, number 630 for his career. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers with you. Good crowd on hand. Next, the last game, the 09 season. Don't forget tomorrow, 1:10 start. Felix Hernandez goes for his 19th win, and don't forget Zach Greinke lost it. It's Josh Wilson to lead it off. Good matchup tomorrow. Scott Feldman has had an outstanding year. Go against Felix Hernandez. Inside corner, called strike to Josh Wilson.
Felix pitches well tomorrow, gets the win. Do you think he still has a chance for sure? Greinke? I think Sabathia is out of it.
Yeah, losing that game. He got knocked around a couple days ago. Here's what the top 3 contenders did in their final start Friday. CC lasted 2 2/3. Greinke. Yeah. Zach, look at Josh Wilson. Turns on one, drives it into the corner. And he's got a double. 2 for 2 for Josh Wilson this evening. Good start here to the 5th inning.
Take a look at the swing of Josh Wilson. Looked like Hunter was pitching him inside the entire time, and he finally turns on a ball and hits it down into the corner.
His 8th double. Good job.
A lot of times they'll leave this up to Ichiro whether he wants to lay down a bunt or try to pull the ball. See if he can move up Wilson with nobody out.
Ichiro's done a nice job today. 2 hard hits to left field. 2 for 2. 23. Let's hit talk. That's got a great break. Pitch fouled off.
Ichiro's going to take this with him to first. Andrew Jones was right on top of him. I want to bunt it over to Young down the third baseline and make him make the play. Looked like he tried to take that last bump with him.
Swinging away 0-2. Bone shading him towards the left. Puts it right in front of him. Josh Wilson and held at third. As the throw is cut off by Andrew Jones. So Ichiro 3 for 3 tonight.
Another solid base hit for Ichiro. Hit the ball hard all 3 times tonight. This is a 1-hop line drive out into center field.
224 hits and he missed 16 games. Pretty amazing.
It is amazing. Feels like the breeze is freshening a little bit, Dave.
It's not going down in ferocity. It may smell better, but it's still bringing it. Tim Hevley, our information chief. You're from the Northeast, you should be used to this. I said, yeah, but we're sitting targets here, pal. Difference. He's Nanook. I'm Dave Sims, and it's like the opening of the old Hogan's Heroes.
Looks like he put on about 70 pounds. It's just the 4 jackets that you have on. Tell you what, Andrew Jones has surprised me. He looks really comfortable over at first base.
That's that, right?
Perennial Gold Glove center fielder. He looks like he's been playing there for a while. I was watching him take his ground balls today. No problem.
Gutierrez delivers an RBI. 2-0 Mariners. Goody, his 68th run batted in. Josh Wilson got it started with the double. Ichiro moved him up with a base hit. Gutierrez singles home the second run.
And a solid base hit by Gutierrez into left field. The Mariners, a lot of action here with nobody out.
You got tremendous speed on the base paths now with Ichiro and Gutierrez. They got some action down in the bullpen. Jason Grilly starting to heat up. Mike Maddox is the pitching coach. Rick Riz and I were talking about Lopez and what a great year he's had. Some of the game-winning hits he's had this year. Right now sitting on 25 home runs. May not get to 100, but if he gets another one, 25 and 95 has a very good ring to it. There's a drive deep left. Is it going to stay fair? Foul ball.
I think if he's going to hit one out to left, he better get all of it with the wind blowing in. The ball's carrying much better to right tonight. Ken Griffey Jr. homered his last time up, is on deck.
To left center field, Bourbon going over Murphy. And a catch made by Bourbon. Ichiro tags and goes to third. Boy, that had a collision written all over it. Well, here's Junior with a chance to do some more work. And that young man updated his poster already. 3-1 pitch. I think all 3 home runs we've seen him hit this week have been right down in that sweet spot. Really hammered that pitch. 3-1 offering from Tommy Hunter. He's got 19 home runs on the season. Runner goes. Throw down to second by Teagarden. Not in time. Ichiro thinking about it. He'll hold. Stolen base, Gutierrez, his 16th.
We'll take a look at it. Good jump by Gutierrez. Teagarden throws well, but the ball tails back into Gutierrez. I'm not sure that Andrus even had a glove on it, or if it just hit Gutierrez. But anyways, the ball gets away from him. Ichiro holds his ground at third.
Franklin 16 out of 21. Flash bulbs pop every time Junior gets into the batter's box. See him all over this ballpark from our vantage point. It takes you back to the old disco days.
So they're just going to put him on.
He'll get an intentional pass and set it up for Beltre, bases loaded. It's not how these folks wanted to be entertained. They did not want to see Ken Griffey Jr. intentionally passed. They'll leave it up to Beltre. And now Ron Washington going to come and get his starter. And we will have a break in the action. Mariners threatening to do some big work here against the Texas Rangers. Game 2 of this 3-game season finale. It's 2-0 Mariners. Austria, but he does have the colors of the nation of Australia. Right now, the Mariners up 2-0. Jason Grilly takes over on the mound for the Texas Rangers. Adrian Beltre is going to be the hitter. Beltre 1 for 2, doubled his last time up.
Well, Ron Washington Walk Jr. trying to set things up for the double play. Brings in a new pitcher in Grilly, and we'll see how it works out for him. Adrian's been swinging the bat well on this homestand.
0 for 3 against Grilly in his 30th appearance. Way outside, ball 1. Thursday night, Beltre came up with career home run number 250. He's ahead 2-0. Inning started with Josh Wilson doubling to right, moved up to third on an Ichiro base hit, scored on the Gutierrez RBI single. Turned him loose, fouled it off. After Lopez flied out to left, Ken Griffey Jr. intentionally walked. So you got Ichiro at third, Franklin Gutierrez at second base, and Ken Griffey Jr. at first. Went Fisher missed badly, 2-2. He just got a piece of that one.
Steady diet of sliders off the plate away.
Coming back inside here.
I think he'll throw him another one. You see those pitches off the plate. 84 miles an hour on that last slider.
2-2. No advance. Gets away, so the count runs full. Mariners on the season in that category, 235. Three-two pitch.
Yeah, had a good slider hit that time. Hung it out over the plate. See on the tracer, the pitch was up, out over the plate.
Three and 2 to Beltre. Bases loaded, 1 out. Boy, he stepped way in the bucket, did a heck of a job to get his bat on it. That's tough to do. Your butt's going one way and get that pain.
Look at the tracer, that pitch off the plate away. Yeah, it's really tough to do.
Try it again. Got him. Well, stayed with that pitch. Made it work. 2 down. First strikeout for Grilly.
Well, he finally gets him with another slider away. Adrian can't get a piece of that one. You can see him reaching for it.
Down low to Kenji Judgment. Kenji, strikeout victim, looking back in the second and grounded out the first. Fly ball center field for Bourbon. A few steps back, no problem, makes the catch. Mariners do pick up a run. RBI by Gutierrez. Take a 2-0 lead to the 6th inning. And I know you like to eat, boys, but you guys did a great thing. When Major League Baseball banned the helmets, the Spartan helmets, the Warrior helmets, they gave them to the fans. Ryan Hartley's one of the people, one of the guardians of the helmets. And she and the fans out there behind the center field fence, right adjacent to the bullpen, they get tonight's rally. Ryan Roland Smith got a 2-0 lead. He's got a 2-hitter working through 5, 1 strikeout, 1 walk. That's it. Pass him around. And Kinsler swings and misses. Bullpen guys putting up a sign for Rally Friends. How about that?
And all those people out there have been supporting him. Wow.
Hey, the bullpen guys
modeling the helmets tonight.
Yes, sir. Line drive into the gap for Ian Kinsler. Gutierrez cuts it off. Way to go, fellas. We're in the 6th inning. Safeco Field, next to last game here of 09. Here's Michael Young. Good pitch by Ryan Roland Smith. Radio Club President Chuck Armstrong came into the booth and said, boy, he and Junior had been talking about how they've never been around a club where the guys really care so much about each other. I mean, it's a tight-knit group. We've talked about it a lot during the course of the season. He said, did you know that after the game last night, Arnsma and Lowe, who they didn't have their stellar outings last night, they blew the save last night, they apologized to Jason Vargas for blowing a win for him last night. How about that?
Is that right?
Yeah.
And they've been terrific all year.
I thought that was very big of those guys. I mean, you don't hear that kind of stuff all the time. Ball and a strike to Michael Young. There's Jason Vargas. He was in position to win the game last night. Pitched 3rd of an inning. Got out of the 8th inning. Holding Texas to a run. Young goes to 1-2. Get him on the inside portion of the plate and missed. 2-2.
That was a terrific pitch. Even though he just missed off the plate inside, he set it up perfectly with a couple of changeups away and spotted a good fastball inside.
Got him this time. Young knew it. 2nd strikeout for Ryan Roland Smith. 1 out here in the 6th. Company named Mystic is going to be marketing -18 skateboards. Nicely done. Your kids
Very cool.
Your kids are into skateboarding, I would think, right?
Yeah, for sure. Love it.
Very cool. David Murphy, the hitter.
Ryan better stay off of it, though.
I'm hearing you. That was one of the things when I was talking to Omar Vizquel today in a radio pregame show about his to-do list.
The bullfighting?
Yeah. More traditional. He said the traditional Spanish type, but he just wants to work with the smaller, younger bulls just to get a feel for it. Then he says, I want to fly in an F-16. I want to parachute out of a plane. I want to go to Triple Crown, the horse racing Triple Crown. What was the other thing? Wanted to go to a NASCAR race. And there was something else that was, really dangerous. He said a lot of stuff that your major league contract prohibits you from doing.
Right.
He was pretty enthusiastic about it. He said, down in Venezuela, they're trying to bring bullfighting back. Good for you. And he said he's very serious about wanting to come back and play next year. Not thinking about retirement just yet. And Eddie Guardado, he may hang it up there tomorrow. He said a lot of that will depend on what his wife is feeling after he's home for a week or two, and then when she gets sick of it, he get back out on the road. So that's the life of baseball. Hey, good to see you again.
I would think. Omar's done a nice job for the Rangers.
Great job. Cart can't get it. Base hit. Kinsler rounds hard. He'll get the third. And a base hit by Murphy. Murphy's some good hitting on a 2-2 count.
Reaches for a breaking ball away from him and is able to hook it back over into the hole on the right side. Because that ball wasn't hit real hard, Kinsler makes it all the way around to third easily.
So 1 out. Ryan Rowland-Smith could use a double play. Return a 4-6-3 double play to get him out of the first. Marlon Byrd 0 for 2. Time's called. Nice grab by Ryan Rowland-Smith. There's one. Lopez for 2. Got him! Nice play! Wow! Big sigh of relief. Ryan Rowland-Smith, he made the snag, makes the throw, and Lopi hangs in and completes the double dip. Smiles all around the room.
Jumps in the air between the legs. Kind of a skateboard move. We just showed the skateboard. Nicely done.
Oh, look at that.
Doesn't panic at all. Makes a terrific throw to second and a quick turn because Bird can really run by Lopez. Wow.
That was nice. I think the critical thing you said, and it's right on point, he didn't panic.
No, he didn't panic at all. Made a great throw to second. But what a catch that was between the legs, jumping in the air.
Looked like Roger Federer, you know, with a stroke between his legs. You know, you've seen him do that.
Hey, don't kid yourself. That's a big man making a move like that, too.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, I agree.
Nicely done.
That's big time stuff. Second double play of the night for the Mariners. And there, his fan club is out there. Love 18. Tell you what, that fan club's going to grow exponentially next year. All right, here's the first time in person we have seen Neftali Feliz. And if you've seen this kid on highlights,
they like him.
He is a fireballing young right-hander. We've seen some highlights of him earlier in the year when he was checking in at 100. Who was the kid the other night with Oakland? The Rodriguez kid.
Rodriguez, yeah. 38 strikeouts in the third innings he's pitched.
He's just nice and easy right now. He's
tried a couple of change-ups.
Yeah. Carp, Saunders, and Wilson here in the fourth. 7, 8, 9. Feliz, 20th game, a 1.80 ERA. Part of the learning process for this young guy. 94 misses with that one. Walks Carp on a 3-1 pitch. Smoother, quieter, greener way to travel. Ride Sound Transit's Link Light Rail from Tukwila to Seattle with 10 stops along the way. Michael Saunders stands in. 0 for 2. He's not a big guy.
Real easy motion, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So he's out just plain catch.
Just imagine him in that Texas heat. He gets warmed up and just totally cutting it loose. And should have protected him like the Yankees have tried to protect Chamberlain. Ball and 2 strikes. Chamberlain, by the way, looks like he clearly would be relegated to the bullpen for the Yankees postseason. Got knocked around a few days ago. 1 and 2 here to Saunders. Staying with the scouting report, 2 and 2. Swing and a foul tip.
It's pretty good movement on his changeup. 84 miles an hour right on the outside corner. Ball running away from Saunders, able to get a piece of it.
Issued just 5 hits, a run, and a walk in his 22 innings through his first 12 big league outings. Opponents were hitting a .27 against him for a while. Pulled right to Jones off his glove. He'll get the 1 out. Going back to what you were saying about Jones at first, looked good. Carp takes second. And here's Josh Wilson having a good night. Single and a double, a run scored.
See if he can pick up another run for Ryan Rowland-Smith. He's throwing a terrific game, but the Mariners have had opportunities. Runners at second base in every inning but the second. Still just have the 2 runs. One of them a solo home run by Ken Griffey Jr.
That has been a theme this season. Get more runs, and he's bored, Josh Wilson. More base runners for the Mariners. First and second, top of the order. Here comes Ichiro.
Take a look at it. You have both Jones and Andrus come to the mound and talk to him. From what we've heard about his fastball, we haven't seen the real good one yet. I wonder if he feels okay out on the mound.
Yep, good point. Again, you folks have seen the highlights, same ones we've seen. There's some outings he's been 95 to 100 easily. Here's your 95 right there, strike 1 each. Ichiro 3 for 3. Single to left in the first, ditto in the third, in the fifth, a single to center. Amazing how deep he lets that ball go and it still can flick it away.
I think that's something that is a tough thing to teach a lot of hitters, but because he doesn't really care about the power of it, just putting it in play, he lets it travel as long as he can.
How'd he hit that one?
I mean, it's just in on his thumbs, 97 miles an hour, and just able to fight it off. It's because, again, you watch him, his body will drift forward, but his head stays right on the ball all the time. You never see him pull off the ball. It's very rare. Occasionally you get a sidearm lefty with a big slider. That may get him a little bit, but for the most part, even though his body's drifting forward, his head stays right there.
Fouled into the glove of Teagarden, and Ichiro's retired for the first time tonight. Plays his first strikeout. Catch all the action of the 2009 Major League Baseball postseason on Fox and TBS. The excitement begins Wednesday with the Division Series on TBS. 2 outs, 2 on in the 6th. Franklin Gutierrez 1 for 3, base hit back in the 5th. Stolen base, drove in a run.
Now that fastball's starting to get up there. We've seen 97, 96 out of the young man.
Well, these guys have done the same thing. They've seen the same thing we have. And, oh, now let's get a taste for it.
Well, again, I don't know if Andrew Jones went out there. You okay? Yeah, well, then throw the ball, because he hadn't been. All of a sudden, he's turned it up a notch.
Tapper. He stays with it and throws at Gutierrez. A couple of men left on, and the Mariners 6. They hold a 2-0 lead. Shots from out at the bullpen here at Safeco Field. Next to last game of the 09 season, we come to you here from the ballpark. Mariners with a 2-0 lead. Ryan Rowland-Smith, 4-hit shutout through 6. Chris Davis down the line, fair ball. Ichiro will dig it out. And Davis is aboard his 15th double.
Looked like another slow breaking ball. Davis last time up got a similar pitch and hit a line drive right at Carpet first base, and this one he hits over his head down into the corner. Talked about it with Ryan Rowland-Smith. A lot of times he can throw that pitch, first pitch, and steal a strike, but Davis clearly sitting on it that time.
Davis 1 for 3. Andrew Jones 2 for 2. Strike 1, Andrew. Single to right on a 3-1 pitch. That was in the 2nd inning. In the 5th on a 3-2, he doubled to left. Take a look at the high-speed pitches for tonight, brought to you by Quest. Tommy Hunter, the starter, who went 4 1/3 for Texas at 92, and matched by Ryan Roland Smith. Two balls, one strike. Able to check. Off-speed pitch. 3-1. Lost it.
All changeups. Bunch of changeups that time to Andrew Jones. Didn't want to give in to him. Jones was having a good night. Couple of hits, including a double. So Ryan Roland Smith was being very careful by throwing him a bunch of changeups. Rick Adair, the pitching coach, will go out and have a conversation with nobody out. Andrews at the plate. I would guess he's probably going to bunt.
2-0 Mariners gives us an opportunity to watch Sean Kelly get warmed up and also congratulate Corinna and Brandon Fielder. The grandson, Jace Evan Fielder, 7 pounds 12 ounces, 20 1/4 inches long, born this morning at 3:56 a.m. Congratulations to everybody. Grandpa Clyde. Clyde, attaboy.
Congratulations, that's right.
Pass them cigars out. Get them after the game, attaboy. Throw it on a second, got a chance, it gets through.
Davis was way off the bag at second base, and I think Kenji had a real shot at getting him. Nice job by Josh Wilson to come in behind, but he bounces at the throw down there. Take a look at how far he is. Wilson.
When he was meat.
He was dead to rights, yep.
There's 2 men have reached here in the 7th. 1-1. Strike. Another off-speed pitch. 2-1. I like to see this familiar territory for Ryan Roland Smith working into the 7th inning. 2-1. Down the line. Fair ball. That's big trouble.
Bounced into the stands for a ground rule double.
So that'll get the Rangers 1 run. Davis scoring. Jones will have to hold it third.
Just slices it down the line. Thought I had a pretty good chance of going foul. Straightens out right at the end. Well, it lands about 1.5 feet fair.
Elvis Andrus picks up his 40th RBI. Issues now for Ryan Roland Smith. A run in, a 2 in scoring position. Taylor Teagard.
And Ryan now is at 95 pitches. Kenji will go out and talk to him, make sure they're on the same page.
Never really got too out of sorts there. 20 pitches was his high inning. Wakamatsu hoping his young Aussie lefty can get out of this without any more damage. 1-1.
Right now he has Beltre playing up a little bit so he can cut down the run at home, but everybody else is playing back.
In on his fist. Not at all. Here we go with the 1-2. Beltray fields out, and it's foul as Jones retreated to the bag. Chris Davis, first pitch swinging, leads off the 7th with a double into the right field corner, a walk to Jones. Ground rule double. Andrus scores Davis. It's 2-1. There's the out distribution.
And this next pitch will be 100 for Ryan Rowland-Smith.
Big strikeout. Needed that one.
Again, after some off-speed pitches, throws a fastball up in the zone, throws it by Teagarden.
One out, runners at second and third. Here's Bourbon.
Was able to get Bourbon to foul out to Kenji at the plate. I'd like to see that happen again.
Keeping them honest. Smith with 4 Ks now. 1-1, breaking ball fouled away.
There's Sean Kelly. Been up for a little bit now. He should be ready to go.
Still bumming that his Louisville Cardinals got run out of the building by Pittsburgh the other night. Pop up.
Shallow.
Here comes Goody. Here comes Goody. Makes the play. Runners hold. Another fine play by Franklin Gutierrez. It's been a pleasure saying that all year.
Well, Ryan Rowland-Smith has done the hard part. He's had first 2 hitters out, and Andrew Jones still standing over at third base. See if he can finish it off by getting Kinsler out. Not going to get the chance, maybe. Don Wakamatsu, here he comes. He's going to go with Sean Kelly.
So Ryan Rowland-Smith, 6 2/3, strikes out 4, walks 2, gives up a run on 6 hits. Going to leave with the lead. And this will be the 4th straight game he's left with the lead. And of those 2, he's 1-1 with a no decision. Those last few outings. 2-1. His final appearance in 09. Created a big fan base here in Seattle.
Get lost in love with Air Supply, Saturday, November 12th. For tickets, go to emeraldqueen.com.
Great look at Safeco Field from straightaway center field, upper deck. Mariners with a 2-1 lead. Texas threatening now. 2 outs. Good hitter Ian Kinsler. Sean Kelly takes over the pitching. Kinsler 1 for 3. Part of a continually successful crop of current second basemen who can hit. Lopez, Kinsler, Pedroia, those three come to mind real quick in the American League. Robinson Cano is another one.
Hill in Toronto.
Oh boy, those are tremendous. I like him a lot. Kelly in trouble, 3-0. Michael Young's on deck. Three and one. Bases are loaded for Michael Young. Well, now Ryan Roland Smith, he is the pitcher of record for the Mariners. Kelly dearly wants to get out of this inning right here with an out to retire the tough hitting Michael Young. 0 for 2 of the walk. The center field and deep. Gutierrez chasing and slicing. He's there. Doty makes another play. What a season for Franklin Gutierrez to run down a slicing drive off the bat of Michael Young. It's 2-1 Mariners. Fabulous catch by Franklin Gutierrez to catch that drive off the bat of Michael Young with the bases loaded and the Mariners holding a 2-1 lead. What a catch.
You would think at this point in the season you wouldn't be surprised when he runs one down, but I'm telling you what, we're sitting up here in the booth. We have a perfect angle on that ball that was hitting. It was slicing away, hit deep. I really didn't think he was going to be able to get to that one, but once again, he runs it down. He's been terrific.
Looking forward to some time off. His legs are tired, and now he knows he's ready to be on board with that off-season program. There's Darren O'Day, the fourth pitcher tonight. Ron Washington's Texas Rangers. O'Day pitched a third of an inning last night. Lopez will lead it off. Lopez, Griffey, and Beltre. All one from Darren O'Day. 0 for 3 tonight for Lopez. One and one. You really got to be patient as a right-hand hitter, just hanging in against a guy like this.
Yeah, you really have to keep your front side in there. Your shoulder can't fly at all. Big sweeping slider.
Ball and 2 strikes. Lopez fly to right, hit into a double play. Fly it out to left. Why not consider this a 3-dog night indeed? Why not? It stays fair. It does. Lopi making a turn. Gets the bounce. Digging hard for 2, and he's in safely. Leadoff double here in the 7th inning.
Well, Jose's able to do exactly what we were talking about, keeping the front side in there, breaking ball down and away from him off the plate. Actually, he just punches it into right field. Bird was over there in pretty good shape, but the ball ends up hitting the corner of the stands. So Lopez is able to get into second base with a double.
Ken Griffey Jr. as the left-hand hitter is going to get the flip side view of what Lopez just saw. It's a good year, a very good year. 41 doubles, 25 home runs, and 94 runs batted in. Strike 1. Jr. struck out his first time, second time on a 3-1 pitch. Just hammered one into the lower right field stands. That was in the 4th. He walked intentionally in the 5th. Popped it up, playable in the infield for Michael Young. We'll bring up Beltre as we look at tomorrow. Season finale. Scott Feldman surprising everybody with that 17-7 record. Felix Hernandez, well, he's just been awe-inspiring with his 18-5, a 2.48 ERA. Opponents hitting just .230 against him. Bidding for that American League Cy Young Award. He's the best pitcher in the AL. Beltre hits it hard right to Andrus. Chases Lopez back. Nice play. 2 down. Lopi having to show some quickness there. He pretty much got no man's land.
He knew it too. Mike Mannix to go out and have a conversation with O'Day, but Lopez getting his secondary lead, thought about going to third, realized he was making a mistake and was able to get back into second.
C.J. Wilson, the winning pitcher last night. 2/3 of an inning's work. A hit and strikeout. Picked up win number 5 last evening. Garrett Olson getting up for the Mariners. Mariners nursing a 2-1 lead. Take one, McKenzie. 0 for 3 tonight. 1-1. Mariners get their runs. Ken Griffey Jr. in the 4th, a solo home run, and then in the 5th inning, Gutierrez, an RBI single. Been a great season for the Mariners. 83 wins. Everybody will disperse to 4 corners of the world starting tomorrow. Probably actually more Monday. Popped up, backing up is Andrus. That'll do it for the Mariners. Mariners involved in yet another 1-run ball game. 7 in the books. It's 2-1 Mariners. '09 season starting to shut down. A couple more innings here tonight. Ryan Rowland-Smith, his final appearance in 2009, comes away leaving the game with a 2-1 lead. He went 6 2/3. Good work tonight.
Very good again for Ryan Rowland-Smith. Had a nice changeup going, was able to throw his breaking ball again when he wanted to, and then every now and then he'd pop a fastball inside. Terrific play right here to get the double play to get out of some trouble.
Bases loaded situation, second and third situation. He gets Teagarden. That was a big strikeout in the 7th inning. His numbers: 4 pitches. Helps his ERA. His ERA was at 3.91. Coming in, Garrett Olson takes over. Third pitcher tonight, Kelly. Pitched a third of an inning. Got out of the 7th. Sharp to his right. Olson wins the race. 1 out. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Chris Jakabauskas is up and getting ready. Marlon Byrd. Davis, a left-handed hitter, is on deck. Chris Davis. Foul off his foot. They already got the bad leg, and now this 1-1.
C.J. Wilson continues to throw out in the pen for the Rangers.
Clark, Saunders, and Wilson. Bottom third of the order scheduled for the Mariners.
Then Ichiro after that, so he's probably going to get 4 hitters in the 8th inning against the Mariners.
Back up the middle. Broken bat base hit for Marlon Byrd. Later on tonight, Casey Keller and Sounders FC. They head into a crucial battle with the defending MLS champion Columbus Crew. Seattle's going to be looking to remain in postseason contention and end the Crew's 22-game home unbeaten streak. Coverage kicks off at 10 on FSN and FSN HD. Chris Davis hit a leadoff double in the 7th. Came around and scored on the Andrus ground rule double. Nice job by Olsen. Payne outside. Dismissed.
What do you think about Olsen? He probably starts in the bullpen next year, don't you think?
I think he is a fine candidate. I think his best work clearly has been out of the bullpen. Short stints. Hammered Kirby double play. Wow! That ball was smoked off the back of Chris Davis, and Cart makes another fine play down at first base. Tags up. Great reaction here. 1 and 2. Inning over. By Mike Carp. A bullet off the bat of Chris Davis, tags first, and the inning is over. Reminder to visit the official online shop of the Seattle Mariners at mariners.com. You can browse the largest online selection of authentic team gear, including official caps, t-shirts, jerseys, collectibles, and more. Get your team gear straight from the source at mariners.com shop. Good crowd here, 24,391 on this cold night in Seattle. C.J. Wilson takes over pitching duties for the Texas Rangers. There's the profile on C.J. Picked up his 5th win last night. And as it so very often happens, a guy who makes the stellar play to end the previous half inning leads off. Here's Mike Carp.
Well, Mike Carp is swinging the bat well lately, but he better turn it up a notch here. C.J. Wilson
be mid to upper 90s with his fastball.
Ball one to Kirk. Mariners have banged out 10 hits, only have 2 runs.
Again, 2 runs and one of them a solo home run by Junior. You look at what they've done tonight. They've had guys at second base all game long. In fact, every inning but the second. But they're just 2 for 16 tonight with men in scoring position.
Man, I'm anxious to see how the hitting needs are addressed by Jack Zarincic and company during the offseason. Ball and 2 strikes. Kirk is gone. Season finale tomorrow, and it's a good pitching matchup with Scott Feldman on the mound against Felix Hernandez.
Feldman looking to get his ERA under 4. Felix looking to win a Cy Young award.
We figure Felix throws. Give me some numbers that you'd like to see Felix throw up tomorrow against this good hitting team.
Well, that's a good question. I think it.
Temperature is supposed to be about a top at 63. Sunny day.
Yeah, it'll be fine as far as that goes. I just think again, CC kind of pitched his way out of it a couple nights ago, and then Greinke today with the Twins beating him. I think those things help him. He was pretty close with Greinke, I think, but if he can win tomorrow, first of all, that'll tie him for the league lead in wins.
With CC, right?
And I think if he goes.
Kinsler, nice spot. 2 down.
I think if he can go 8 innings, I'll let him give up a run. But if he goes 8 innings tomorrow and gets the win, I think he's got a real good chance.
Let me sign up for some of that, and I'll raise you. Give me about 9 Ks, 10 Ks.
If you're going to go 9, may as well get the 10th
Yeah,
with double
exactly.
digits.
Yeah,
You know,
why not?
I'll be very strong.
Sweeten it up a little bit. Final outings for these gentlemen. CC Sabathia knocked around by Tampa Bay. Greinke got touched up by Minnesota. Those Twins, you can't never count them out. It's unbelievable.
Out of nowhere, it seems to me. I haven't paid that much attention to it, and maybe it's just because Mauer's having such a great year. But how about Michael Kadire with his 31st home run on the year?
He's been insane the last 5 weeks.
He's really picked things up since Morneau
There you go.
has gone on the DL.
There you go. That was a big one. Big home run he hit in the 8th. Josh Wilson bounces one to Young. Quiet 8th inning for the Mariners. And now they got to preserve a 1-run lead. The Mariners are 33-20 in 1-run games. Big reason why they have 83 wins. On their side of the ledger, here comes Miguel Batista. partner with Ivers, Kid Valley, and Seattle Children's. The final home game of the season. For every garlic fry order sold at Safeco Field on the 4th, the Mariners, Ivers, and Kid Valley will donate $4 to Seattle Children's, which provides world-class medical care to Pacific Northwest patients. Tickets, visit themariners.com. Come on out tomorrow, folks. Last game of a surprisingly successful and fun season here with the Mariners. Felix Hernandez going for win number 19. And at hand right now, Miguel Batista trying to get win number 84 for the Mariners. And he'll face Andrew Jones, Elvis Andrus, and Taylor Teagarden here in the Texas ninth.
And the Mariners in another one-run game.
Unreal.
It's amazing. Jack Hanahan replaces Carp over at first base.
33-20, the Mariners' record in one-run games. Texas is 19-16. Ball on the strike to Jones. Batista back with a strike. 1-2. Just a couple of years ago, Miguel was the Mariners' leading winner with 16 wins. Andrew Jones goes down swinging. Batista gets his first hitter. 1 out.
Good fastball, 95 miles an hour, up top of the strike zone. He just throws it right by Jones.
Here's Elvis Andrus, right young shortstop. Ground rule RBI double down the right field line his last time up. On the strike. Mariners have gotten out of jams tonight with 3 double plays, one in the first, another in the 6th, and one in the 8th. How about Miguel Batista dealing here? 1-2.
7 pitches so far, all of them fastballs. He has a good fastball going. You saw the 95 that he threw by Jones to strike him out.
The 1-2. Just got a piece of. Enthusiastic crowd here, 24,391. It was 28,000 last evening. Hopefully we get a nice big crowd to send off 09 tomorrow. Here's the 1-2. For 3 night for Andrus. Gutierrez a couple steps towards right for Andrus. Two balls, 2 strikes. Ground ball to Lopez. 2 outs. The crowd will rise to its feet. Miguel Batista 1 out away from his first save of the season. Ryan Rollins Smith would be the beneficiary in a 5th win for -18. Strike 1 called to Taylor Teagarden, who's 0 for 3. Bautista in what could be his final Mariner appearance. Looking like $1 million here. Aiming the line right here. 0-2 to Teagarden. Out off.
Again, just staying with his fastball. Last pitch 94 miles an hour. He's mixed in a couple of cutters, but they've all been fastballs.
Always said he's got a good one. It's a matter of using it. Placing it, the 0-2 pitch. Way outside. The 1-2 pitch. Got him! Miguel Bautista with his first save. This year's second as a Mariner. The Mariners win it 2-1. And Ryan Rowland-Smith gets a W in his final game of 09 to go 5-4. And for the Mariners, another one-run victory. They're 34-20. The other highlight, Ken Griffey Jr.